Well, good morning. Yeah, it's 3:33. I could have done this earlier because just like the previous night, I thought I'd go to bed early, but I woke up before 11 o'clock. Finally got up around 11:30. Went back to bed about a little before 2, thinking I'd get a little bit more sleep to rest on this topic and maybe dream or something, but that didn't happen. So I'm back up at 3 o'clock. uh, Ready to record. And the title is a question. Is it true that principles matter more to me than relationships? Loyalty to my friends has long been an important value for me. However, as I look at relationships in my life, I realize that there are certain principles that matter even more. If I really care about people, not individuals, but the entire human race, it has to be that way. Individuals are at various stages of development and awareness, which means that friends and family will often disappoint me. When this happens, as has been happening for me throughout my life, I have to make tough decisions. Do I stick to principles, values that guide my life? Or do I hang on to relationships with people that may never serve the same values as me? This may be a question that all of us are facing in this time of upheaval and revelation. As I see it, if we are going to bring about the changes in our world that will bring peace, we have to be willing to let go of ties that bind us to the matrix of deception. Not an easy topic for me to deal with, which is why I wanted to give myself more time and failed. Well, I gave myself more time, I just didn't sleep on it. Yeah, you've all seen the revelations that happened with Swiss Indo recently when I was basically shut out of a room and then put back in. And since then, and I'm going to probably get accused of breaking up Swiss Indo or something. Since then, I've had discussions with some people in Swiss Indo. Quite a few people have left. Others are on the fence, deciding whether to leave or not. Swiss Indo, to me, I was part of that because of values. Values of common law. Values of recognizing that the value in the world is not money or gold or any commodity. The value is the creativity of human beings. The production, the work, the labor of human beings. Without the creativity and the production, nothing happens. Nothing. There's only one value. We're it. Not something else. That's a principle. We are the value. That's a very important principle. That's why I was in Swiss Indo. People that brought me into Swiss Indo, the two people most responsible for bringing me in, Peter Van Runt and a man that I'm not going to name because I've not named him before. As far as I understand it, I know Peter and is out, and I'm pretty sure the other one is out also. The Emperor of Australia, that was his role. He was also knighted, so to speak, by Mr. Sugi as the Black Dragon. In any case, others have left. Some of them as a result of connecting them because they asked me to with the ambassador. Now, the ambassador has very strong family ties, and the family takes things very seriously. Well, I was asked by Mr. Sugi and in a sense by the family, to be an advisor to the council. Here's my advice. Principles of unity have to go beyond family ties and family commitments. It has to go beyond bloodlines. It has to be based on principles of freedom, principles of integrity, principles of truth, beyond religion, beyond relationships of business or family, or just friendships. Beyond all of these things, principles have to be the most important thing, or we're not going to change the world. We're going to get bogged down in same old, fighting blood feuds and cursing future generations. We have to make a decision to tell the truth, to be in integrity with our own being, and to recognize the interconnectedness of all life, no exceptions. That means the dark and the light, what we consider good and bad, all of it has to be included. There is no separation. Now, I'm telling you my values and how I see it. Now, what besides the thing with Swiss Indo, I have had to look at a relationship with a very close friend that has been, in January it would be 21 years. I'm talking about a person that I met at the workshop that I did in January 1994. And she and I have been friends, and I have supported her, and she has supported me to the extent that she could. When I asked her to come to court with me, when I thought I was going to lose my house, she declined, which broke my heart. She said she could support me, but she couldn't support me when I was fighting the system, because it's the wrong energy, and she doesn't want to commingle with that energy. Sort of like me in the Red Dragons Bible study class. It was an energy that I didn't really feel comfortable with, because it was something I left behind, something I moved beyond. This idea of an infallible Bible, of a God that curses, a God that separates, a jealous God, in other words. That's not where I am. It's just simply not where I am. So I couldn't continue there. I had to make a break. And my friend felt that she could not mingle with the energy of anger. Now, this is the irony. She's been facilitating workshops for several years now, and I've been her primary assistant in those workshops. The workshops deal with anger and love. And the principle is that the anger must be expressed, not repressed, but expressed. And when it's expressed, underneath that, when you get permission to tell the truth, to be in integrity about how you really feel, not sugar-coated, not trying to please somebody or give an answer that you think somebody else wants, but when you get really down to the nitty-gritty, to the bottom line truth, you're pissed that your mother did this to you, or your dad did this to you, or somebody raped you, or somebody, whatever the case may be. It hurt, and you're angry about it, and you've never been given permission to express that anger or rage. And in the workshop, you get permission, and underneath is love. Once you release the anger, You see what we're made of. We're made of love. That's the divine in each of us. And yet, here's my friend saying, I don't like because you're angry at the system. Yeah, I'm angry. I'm pissed at injustice. I'm pissed at people being deceived and lied to and believing the lies. I'm pissed. Yeah, I'm really angry about that. And I have a right to be angry. And it is an excellent emotion. It is a proper emotion to be angry at being deceived for so much of my life and seeing my brothers and sisters also deceived. Now, Margie, that's her name, posted on Facebook, everyone is at different stages of consciousness. There is a certain stage you reach where your intent is to only speak your truth, not convince others of it. You begin to realize that everyone has their own path. In other words, you cannot convince a baby they should be walking when they are at the stage of crawling. To convince them of that truth is irrelevant. Right? That's true. Now, Margie sees me as the baby that should be walking out of anger and getting into a more peaceful frame of mind. Because if I'm angry, it's only going to produce more anger. That's the New Age fucking lie. That's the lie that we've been told. That if we release the anger, and Margie, of all people, that leads these emotional healing workshops as a facilitator, doesn't even get the message of her own workshop. That expressing the anger is an absolutely essential part of the process. It's not the baby crawling. It's the baby learning how to walk and become an adult, or the child becoming an adult by owning the responsibility for addressing the injustices in our world and taking a stand. But that's inconvenient for most people. That's uncomfortable, way out of the comfort zone to stand up. So they make people like me stand alone. And I said to her as we spoke yesterday, I'm encouraged when I look at Great Britain, when people there, they try to take somebody's house, the banks try to foreclose on somebody unlawfully, which all foreclosures are unlawful unless it's a private mortgage. If it's a public mortgage, if it's a corporate mortgage, it's fraud. I'm telling you, they're all fraud. All of them. Our entire financial system is fraud. And we need to get that through our heads. It's all fraud. Attorneys, judges, bankers, politicians are all liars, committing fraud against the people. All of them. Even when there's somebody that's trying to do the right thing, the system is fraudulent. And if they're serving the system at all, they're committing fraud. That's the truth. And until we take that truth and do something with it and address it, it's not going to change. And so people like me have to stand alone. If the courts tried to move against me to take my house, if they tried to do that and brought a SWAT team here or something like that, I don't think I could get hardly anyone in my own community that I have served faithfully for many years. I don't think I could get hardly anybody to come and stand with me like they do in Great Britain. Do you know how disappointing and disheartening that is for me? Now, they think, apparently, that I'm all wrong. I'm the baby that's crying out because I'm angry at injustice, because I'm angry at deception, because I'm angry at financial tyranny, because I'm angry at having my energy harvested by people that don't care about anything that's important to me. They don't have values except greed. They're the babies. And yes, I'm trying to convince you of it. But of course, if you don't like hearing it, you're not even listening. So I'm preaching to the choir. And it breaks my heart to have to step back from a over 20-year friendship with someone that I love and care about and have shared a lot of wonderful times with in love lines and in other things. But no relationship is more important than the principles that I'm fighting for. No relationship with the family. I'm talking about the dragon family now. No relationship with my own flesh and blood family. No relationship of a romantic nature. No relationship of a spiritual nature. No relationship of a business nature. No relationship is more important than the value of reclaiming this planet for truth, of reclaiming this planet for love, of reclaiming this planet for the people, of proclaiming jubilee, of proclaiming peace, of proclaiming freedom for everyone from the lies and the deception and the destruction that has gone on and on. My computer, oh, there it comes. My computer screen went off on me. That's what I stand for. And I'm challenging all of us. Look at your relationships. Are you compromising your principles to keep the relationship? Or are you willing to stand in your truth, to speak your truth, to live your truth? For me, the decision I'm making is to live my truth. If I have to live it alone, I'm going to live my truth. And I am going to try to convince others to see, because we have to see. We have to see. We have to grow up. We have to get out of the crawling stage and start walking, standing upright as men and women with integrity, standing in the truth and supporting each other and loving each other. And it's good to get angry at what you see in the world. It's wrong. It's damaging to not be angry or to turn your head and be in denial and try to avoid the things that are unpleasant about our world. It's wrong to do that. You're only empowering a continuation of the very things that you know in your soul are wrong. And there is right and wrong. This bullshit New Age stuff is bullshit. It's wrong. There is right and wrong. There is that which promotes life and that which negates life. Wake up, please. Wake up. Principles have to matter more than relationships. I had to come to that realization and let go for now of a friendship that I've had for a long time. It hurts. It hurts to let go. But I encourage each of you to find within yourself the courage to let go of that which does not serve the highest good for all. And the highest good is always wholeness. You can't choose between the head and the tail because they're connected to the same coin. It's not either or. It's both. And we've got to get beyond the either or mentality of rejection and denial and avoidance. Thank you for listening. Namaste.